Hello guys, I have something to share. First of all, I'm going to show you guys something. I want to use this beautiful new effect. I don't know how new it is though. By the way, my live ban is no longer existing apparently. Okay, a little back story or information before I show you guys the video. For those of you that don't know, TikTok hosted an event with Nicki Minaj. It was a Zoom call, okay, for Black History Month, right? So there were emails and invitations that went out to keine Ahnung, like it went out to different types of people, right? So many of the creators that were invited were non-Black people. So let's just ignore the fact that they had the capacity to join the event, even though it clearly says the Black History Month event. I want to talk about one specific video I came across. The video has since been set to private. The duets are off, the stitches are off. I made a screen record. I'm going to show you guys the screen record and we'll be talking about the video, okay? So it's hilarious. Brace yourselves. It's a non-Black creator that was invited to with 4.5 million followers on TikTok, okay? He was invited, he participated, he made it his whole persona for some few days. He got backlash, and this is his apology.
So I wanted to let you guys know that the reason I did not come on TikTok yesterday and film a video instantly like I wanted to was because I was advised by my management team and TikTok themselves that I should probably wait for TikTok to release their video statement. And I was also getting attacked by a community I've always advocated for, so I definitely felt a little blindsided. However, I woke up this morning and I received an email statement instead of a video statement like they promised, so let's talk about some things. Also, I do want to say that I'm going to have a different tone in this video because a lot of you guys were saying that I was sounding very defensive. And if you go and look through any of my content, I'm just a louder individual, and that's just who I am. So to be respectful to you guys, I will keep my tone down this entire video. First and foremost, I want to apologize for bringing my...
I just want to repeat what he said. Was also attacked by a community I've always advocated for. Let it just sink in for a tiny second. A Black History Month event hosted by the most racist app, literally, for Black creators in honor of Black History Month. And then you said you felt blindsided and attacked by the community you always advocated for. By the way, where is the AAVE? Where is the whole... Where is it? It's gone. It has disappeared like hot air. It is nowhere to be found. The whole persona, the whole what he thinks an African-American Black woman, a Black woman or a Black woman generally looks like or talks like or behaves like, all these racist stereotypes that he inherited and made it his whole persona, build a whole platform, a whole following of, gone. But I am not done. Unfortunately, I have to play it from the beginning, I think. Let me just play it from the beginning and then because there is more. Y'all are not even ready for the rest of the bullshit.
So I wanted to let you guys know that the reason I did not come on TikTok yesterday and film a video instantly like I wanted to was because I was advised by my management team and TikTok themselves that I should probably wait for TikTok to release their video statement. And I was also getting attacked by a community I've always advocated for, so I definitely felt a little blindsided. However, I woke up this morning and I received an email statement instead of a video statement like they promised, so let's talk about some things. Also, I do want to say that I'm going to have a different tone in this video because a lot of you guys were saying that I was sounding very defensive. And if you go and look through any of my content, I'm just a louder individual, and that's just who I am. So to be respectful to you guys, I will keep my tone down this entire video. First and foremost, I want to apologize for bringing my family members into this. They had nothing to do with the situation. And in that video, I mentioned 3 people, which one of them was my stepfather, who is not my blood relative at all. However, I definitely understand that I am not a Black person, so they should have been completely left out of the conversation. As for the invite, TikTok themselves invited me to this event with Nicki Minaj, as I am a creator on the platform who has avidly spoken on multiple issues in the Black community, and I will continue to do so. And
that is when I lost my sanity, has actively spoken on issues in the Black community. I'm not sure if people miss that point, because that's like a walking red flag. You are advocating for a community. Which one is you're advocating? Okay, let's leave the advocating part out of it, okay? Issues in the Black community as a non-Black person? I think the fuck not. I don't think... What I'm assuming he meant by that statement is that he has talked about issues concerning the Black community and that one will still not be right, because racism does not concern Black people, because racism is a white problem and racism affects Black people, but it's solely the responsibility of a white person to educate fellow white people and to dismantle the system and to actively work against the system and to reject our white privilege whenever possible, or at least use our white privilege in given situations to do good, right? So when you say you're talking about issues in the Black community, but you're not Black, what's the whole point? Like, if he truly meant to say that he educates on racism, educates white people on racism or about white privilege, which I cannot tell, okay? To be fair enough, I cannot tell, because I didn't even know who this individual was before this video popped up on my For You page. So I have no idea who they are, what they stand for. I have no idea. So I can't really say what they've been advocating for, what type of education they've been providing, or what kind of, all these topics. I don't know. So to be fair enough, but if you're someone that educates white people on white privilege and the problems that white people have brought into this world and keep enabling in this world, you would never call it issues in the Black community, because racism, like I said, is a white problem, and it is solely our responsibility to question the system, to unlearn the system. Of course, we always need Black people to point out our wrongs, because we are being so brainwashed, and the education system is so whitewashed, and so the sole intention of the education system is brainwashing both white people and Black people, indigenous people, people of color. Anybody that's into the education system receives that type of brainwashed education anyway. So it's our responsibility to unlearn, to relearn, to listen to Black people, but those are not issues in the Black community. They are not, It's unfortunate that I have to always play this over and over again. But the problem is I keep forgetting what he said, because it's so much nonsense.
So I wanted to let you guys know that the reason I did not come on TikTok yesterday and film a video instantly like I wanted to was because I was advised by my management team and TikTok themselves that I should probably wait for TikTok to release their video statement. And I was also getting attacked by a community I've always advocated for, so I definitely felt a little blindsided. However, I woke up this morning and I received an email statement instead of a video statement like they promised, so let's talk about some things. Also, I do want to say that I'm going to have a different tone in this video, because a lot of you guys were saying that I was sounding very defensive.
Nobody
and if you go and look through any of my content, I'm just a louder individual, and that's just who I am. So to be respectful to you guys, I will keep my tone down this entire video. First and foremost, I want to apologize for bringing my family members into this. They had nothing to do with the situation. And in that video, I mentioned 3 people, which one of them was my stepfather, who is not my blood relative at all. However, I definitely understand that I am not a Black person, so they should have been completely left out of the conversation. As for the invite, TikTok themselves invited me to this event with Nicki Minaj, as I am a creator on the platform who has avidly spoken on multiple issues in the Black community, and I will continue to do so. And when I could not get into the event, I was sent multiple different links because they wanted to ensure my presence in the Zoom call. I see your guys' comments, and I understand that I should have not been in attendance in this event. And in the moment, I just didn't put 2 and 2 together. TikTok has also since then emailed me apologizing for all the backlash I'm receiving, because clearly I should not have been there, and that was their fault. Lastly, for my comment mentioning people of color, I take full responsibility and accountability for mentioning that, as this is Black History Month and POC falls under a wider spectrum of different cultures. So I just want to extend my sincerest apologies for that because I was wrong. The main reason I create content is to make my besties happy, as I view my following like more of a family to me. For those who are new to my content and for those that I let down, I want to apologize for the way that I misworded and misread a situation, and I hope you guys can forgive me. Hey, besties. Completely left out of the conversation.
So TikTok was at fault and he wanted to apologize for miswording. Not for being wrong, not for taking up space from Black people, not for invading a Black event, not for intruding, not for afterwards not being able to be criticized, not for defending himself unnecessarily, also not for being absolutely in his white feelings and his white tears. No, he wanted to apologize for miswording. That means you're not sorry. In a nutshell, that means you're not sorry because you literally said it was TikTok's fault. So does that mean that if there is a room, okay, and maybe the restaurant was rented for a birthday party or whatever, and the payment has been done, the people are already celebrating their party, and one of the security people that is holding the door, or maybe that's doing the checkup, the guest list and whatever, he falls sick and they're calling another person to continue his job, and that person is not aware that this is a closed society, right? It's just for these people, and then he allowed you in, but you know that this is a birthday party because you've been on the door before. Like, you've been standing on this door, seeing that people are getting checked on the guest list, okay? You're seeing that there is some type of exclusive check-in or whatever, right? So you're using the situation that the doorman has been replaced to get into the event, knowing fully well that that was a birthday party someone organized within their friend group or whatever. And then you will blame it on the doorman because that's what he did. He blamed it on TikTok for being into the event. TikTok is a bloody racist app. Instagram is a bloody racist app. Facebook is a bloody racist app. All these apps are run by white people or by non-Black people, and that continuously suppress Black people's content and whatever they have to say, especially if it is in form of criticism, if it is anti-racism work, if it is critical whiteness work. Anything that Black people say that is critical in the eyes of the white man is being suppressed. And you cannot fucking tell me that as a creator with 4.5 million people, after summer of 2022, you didn't know that a Black History event is supposed to be for Black people and Black people only. It doesn't fucking matter who TikTok invited. The responsibility is only and only on the person that joined. So if you as a white person or I as a white person get invited to an all-Black event and I enter without thinking twice, just because listen, if Nicki Minaj wasn't there, none of these crackers would have joined. None of them would have given a flying fuck about this event. This event was only a hot cake because Nicki Minaj was there. They all wanted a piece of fame. They all wanted to have that chance of being a spokesperson. And from what I heard, the only people that actually got to ask Nicki questions were white creators. The audacity, the slap in the face. Black people carry that fucking app. Every goddamn trend that has ever been viral on TikTok was created by Black people. If Black people go on strike on this app tomorrow, there will be like desert. Nothing will be happening. You will be blowing wind and you will hear it blowing through your For You pages because white people don't create content on TikTok. They copy content. Of course, I know I can already smell the comments. Oh God. There are white creators that do things like comedy and whatever, okay? I'm talking about viral trends. I am talking about people that carry that app. And these are Black creators that do education work. There are Black creators that create dance moves that made Charli D'Amelio famous, made Addison Rae famous. None of these girls ever gave credit for a single day to the Black girls that invented those dances. They went scot-free. They went into thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of followers. and dollars and money and fame because black people created a dance and they never gave a single piece of credit to them. So black people carry that up. And as long as black people don't get that recognition, every white creator should have thought twice. Once you receive an email, you know it's February. And the email said, because I've seen screenshots, and the email said to kick off Black History Month. How the fuck do you get the idea that it is in any way okay as you as a white creator to be there just because you are invited? How is that a justification? It is not. And then this weak ass apology, this I think his name is Brian or Bright or Brian, I don't know. There was a whole lot that happened before this apology and that happened after the apology. And at the end of the day, when he was attacked by the community he was always advocating for, that alone, the audacity to say something like this, black people were not attacking him. They were correcting him. They were telling him, hello, you are on the wrong here. One, this person has built his entire social media presence, his entire following on the usage of AAVE, over gesticulating, over emphasizing his words, his mimics, his entire personality. And now the apology video is calm, no more black scent, no more AAVE, no more nothing. No more nothing. This is a whole different person. This is no longer the same person. So I'm like, if you are authentic the way you were before, why are you not authentic now? I mean, this is not adding up. Like, if you are sorry for something you did, and then you come up and the apology is like literally a different person, how do you want people to take you seriously? You know, so, and there are many like this. There are many apologies like this because there were a shitload of white creators invited to that event that actually honored the invitation. So there were some white creators that spoke up and why they did not go. One of them was Tess Holiday. You can see her video on TikTok. She simply explained that when she and she explained it perfectly. Like, it was so simple. She was like, she received the email, right? And she was like, this is somehow looking fishy. This is Black History Month. This is an event to kick off Black History Month. Why am I getting this email? That's what she said in her video. She did not go. She was invited. She did not go. If you're that hungry for fame, that is what you do. You don't give a fuck about of your actions. The only thing these white creators had in mind is Nicki Minaj and a Zoom call with Nicki Minaj. And this is why they wanted to use this opportunity so badly at all costs on the back of black people. And this is exactly what we call, one is white privilege and it's audacity. It's a whole lot of audacity. And at the end of the day, getting away with it and even being, these people are even supported by TikTok. TikTok sent these people an apology letter for the backlash they have received. Up till now, I haven't seen any, I might be wrong though, I haven't seen any statement from TikTok that said we were wrong to invite white creators to a Black History Month event. What I saw were like screenshots of emails where TikTok apologized for the backlash the white creators got. I don't know if you guys know otherwise, then I stand to be corrected, of course. But where are the apology letters to the black creators that their space has been invaded and intruded by white people in the only month they have to honor their history? Like, if you are apologizing, shouldn't you be apologizing to everybody? Why are you only apologizing to the white creators for backlash? That's not even backlash, it's rightful criticism. So, yeah, like I said, there were many apology videos like this because many white creators actually went there and then, of course, got dragged for it and then came on their TikTok platforms and started spilling their white tears all over the place and like, oh, I didn't know it was for Black History Month and I'm sorry I took a space for a black creator, blah, 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 blah. The usual, the usual that when we get caught doing something that we shouldn't be doing, or that we are insensitive or ignorant or racist about, come up with this nonsense apology. And this person even had the audacity to talk about his management team advised him not to say anything. And you listened? That management should be fired, because after you did that, the first thing you are supposed to do is accountability, reflection, on learning, and then doing better, But the only thing I'm seeing is, I was attacked by your community. I've always advocated for. Why do we always think that we are advocating for Black people when we talk about racism? Those two do not connect. Like, Black people literally have nothing to do with racism. They have nothing in common. They have nothing to do. These are two different topics. And as white people, we have the responsibility to talk about racism without continuously talking about Black people. Of course, you need to some certain extent, having Tess Holiday. Her name is Tess Holiday. Of course, you need Black people's influence to understand racism, because, like I said earlier, we are not raised to understand. We are not educated to understand. Most of us do not even know that we are white until we are confronted with it. So, but it should never be on the shoulders of a Black person to carry that burden of our ignorance. And this is what I'm seeing all over TikTok. And it's highly problematic, especially when people connect Black history and racism. Like, there's somebody said, his name is, I don't want to fuck this up, Mbaka? This saying goes, Black history, slavery and colonialism, or slavery is not Black history. Slavery interrupted Black history. If you know his name, please write it below. I have the meme in my head, but I can't get the name right. So that's exactly the point. So white people educating on racism is also nothing praiseable. It's nothing commendable. It's nothing extraordinary. It's nothing that we need to have a tap on the shoulder for. It's nothing that we should be clapping for ourselves for. It's nothing that needs a title. It is simply something that you are supposed to do because that's the only right thing to do. So, and then connecting it to Black history is simply wrong, because it is white history. Racism and colonialism and slavery and invasion is white history, and everything that happened before then is Black history. And Black history was interrupted by the invasion of Europeans. It was not defined by the invasion of Europeans. So when you sit down and you're like, I'm advocating for Black people, and at the same time, the only content you're making is anti-racism content, you haven't understood what you're talking about. Because those two literally have nothing to do with each other, like in the basis of it, they connect because Black people are the oppressed and the victims of white people's ignorance and white people's oppression and our silence. But, it's not that they have anything to do with racism historically, that they have been racist, that they invented racism, that they benefit from racism. Nothing like that. Racism in its whole is a white person's problem or white people's problem. So if you're advocating for Black people, then you are wrong, because Black people don't need us to advocate for them. They've always had a voice. They've always existed. Like, they gave birth to humanity. How do we come to this audacity of sitting down and like, I'm advocating for Black people? No, you are talking about a problem that you and me have, because people like you and me invented it, and people like you and me keep enabling it. You're not advocating for anybody. Nobody is. No white person that educates other white people on racism advocates for another person. That's rubbish. And thinking that is literally white saviorism. You think that you're doing Black people a favor by talking about racism or by educating white people on racism. Meanwhile, you're not doing nobody a favor, because Black people have always known who they are. They have always known what they achieved. They have always been solid in their identity, their culture, their heritage, until the white man told them not to, until the white man stripped them of their identity. So Black people were perfectly fine until white people came and fucked the world up. So you should be advocating for yourself and for us to do the right thing. And that's be finally stepping out of our comfort zone and finally dismantling the system that keeps people, the majority of people globally, oppressed. That's actually all.